Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are exploring the most dangerous roads in the world. Buckle up! 15. KARNALI Highway. This highway is one of the most important in the country of Nepal, as it serves as a link between two major regions, including the KARNALI capital. Despite its significance, it's one of the most remote and least developed zones in the country. It measures 144 miles or 232 kilometers long. It's an area that's frequently hit with monsoons, which in turn cause landslides from the mountains. In 2010, when the monsoons were particularly rough, the conditions of the road weren't fit for traveling, causing a third of the country to be inaccessible by vehicle. The inhabitants around the area didn't have adequate access to healthcare facilities, schools, and even markets unless they were willing to pay a hefty price to travel. 14. Pan American Highway, Costa Rica. The Pan American Highway stretches all the way from Alaska to parts of South America and is the longest motorable road according to the Guinness World Records. This small stretch that goes through Costa Rica is undoubtedly the most dangerous part. The nickname, the Hill of Death, comes from the large number of accidents due to the dense fog and heavy tropical rainstorms. You think the potholes on your roads are bad? Take a look at these. 13. NANGA PARBAT Pass. Also known as Fairy Meadows Road, this pass can be found in the high-altitude regions of Pakistan, which is recorded to be about 10,000 feet above sea level. Just a snapshot of this portion of the road lets you know what to expect on a trip like this. If you ever find yourself on this path, remember to expect lots of unstable, unpaved roads filled with lots of loose gravel. And not only is there a 6-mile ascent that gets pretty steep, if you couldn't tell, the road also goes on like this for a while. Oh, and Nanga Parbat happens to be the 9th highest mountain in the world, and measures at 8,126 meters or 26,660 feet above sea level, and there are no guardrails. Have fun! 12. Norway's Drunk Bridge. Norway has some of the most beautiful scenic views, especially of the North Atlantic, but they're also home to some dangerous snow and windstorms as well. This picturesque bridge gets its nickname as the Drunk Bridge for its unusual curve that's confused many tourists. Some claim that the way it's shaped make you think you could be over the standard limit. Cars can be viciously pounded by intense waves that strike from the coast side. For driving motorists, they might also think that the bridge randomly drops off into the sea, but that's just an optical illusion. 11. VITIM River Bridge. Would you drive your mid-sized vehicle across a bridge that looks like this? It's no wonder people have renamed the bridge VITIM River Bridge with the way it looks. And it doesn't help that its reputation isn't any better, with hardly anyone trying to traverse this narrow wooden bridge. However, its reputation might be a bit melodramatic since there haven't been any reported fatalities occurring on this road, which is located in Siberia. Ice is no stranger to the wooden structure. The slippery surface only adds to the amount of caution one must take when crossing this bridge. 10. GUOLIANG Tunnel Road. From this photo, it might be difficult even to tell there's a road on the side of the mountain, though rest assured that narrow, steep carving on the side of this mountain in China counts as a road. The road opened in 1977 and carves through the mountain, as well as wraps around the side with apparently no guardrails. Before the addition of the tunnel, the area was even more difficult to access since the road wrapped around the mountain. So while the tunnel is more convenient, the road to the village is still a treacherous one, filled with lots of sharp turns and steep dips. 9. Los CARACOLES Pass. The Spanish name of this road translates into English as Snail's Pass for the languid twists and turns of its road. This mountain pass is located in the Andes, situated between the South American countries of Chile and Argentina, and is the primary transport route from Santiago, Chile into Argentina's Mendoza City. The road was opened in 1980, with the Tunnel of the Redeeming Christ marking the border between Chile and Argentina. The whole tunnel measures 3,080 meters or 10,105 feet long. Weather restrictions like heavy snow in the winter and dangerous rockfalls can sometimes cause inaccessibility. Once in 2013, about 15,000 Chilean citizens got stranded on the Argentinian side of the road as 50 centimeters of snow fell and freezing temperatures took over. 8. HANA Hawaii Road. Another terrain hit with lots of landslides is this road in Hawaii that connects Kahului and Hana, located on the island of Maui. As you can see, it's a place that's dense with vegetation and has little room as far as the actual road goes. It's incredibly narrow and is said to contain about 59 bridges throughout the whole length, and of those 59 bridges, 46 are just single lane. 7. Atlantic Ocean Road. It's a real bridge found in the Atlantic Ocean Road in Norway. The road spans about 8.3 kilometers or 5.2 miles and has been around for nearly 30 years. The Atlantic Ocean Road passes alongside an unsheltered part of the Norwegian Sea and connects to the island of Averøy to the nearby peninsula. Because the road crosses various small islands and causeways, there are about 8 bridges, with the most popular one being the upward curve of the Storsundet Bridge. 6. Tiananmen Mountain. The road located high in the region of Tiananmen Mountain, part of the area's national park, and is considered both one of the best roads to visit in China and one of the most dangerous to drive through in the world. The road itself is only 6.2 miles long, but it's at an elevation of nearly 4,000 feet, and there are plenty of twists and turns to send drivers right over the edge of that 4,000 feet, so take plenty of precautions. Of course, if you visit for scenic reasons, it might be better to use the cable car to the top of the mountain instead of trying to drive around. The cable car ride itself is said to be the longest passenger cableway of any high mountains, or you can walk alongside the kilometers of paths set up for hikers. 5. ESHIMA OHASHI Bridge. Located in Japan, this bridge is only about a mile long, but is one of the steepest bridges in the world. It was built in this bizarre fashion so fishing boats could cruise underneath without any issues. The two cities it connects rely on fishing for their growing economy, so this was an important architectural design. With a steep incline like you see in the photo, you better hope your brakes are working. 4. NEWELL Highway, Australia. Some roads can be dangerous, not just because of potential accidents, but also because it might be haunted. A road in Australia goes through a forest that's allegedly home to some paranormal activity. Before a paved highway was built, many told tales of walking down the road with their sheep and never being seen again. Aboriginals say that it's an evil land where cursed souls are sent to wander. A real woman known to truckers as the Peliga Princess would often hitch rides and walk around in the area. But one night in 1993, someone didn't see her and she was killed by an oncoming truck. Some claim it wasn't an accident, and she ran into the truck like a demon possessed her. People to this day often claim to see a woman in white in the complete darkness still strolling the area. Could this be her lost soul? 3. ZOJI Mountain Pass. ZOJI Pass, or ZOJI, is a high mountain pass located 11,500 feet above sea level in Jammu and Kashmir, India. It's said to be one of the most dangerous mountain passes in the world since it's quite narrow, with absolutely no barriers. The region is affected by heavy winds and snowfall. Without it, the people of the region Ladakh would be entirely closed off from the rest of India. The Indian government encourages tourism to this area for its natural beauty. But in 2012, 11 tourists were killed when their vehicles drove off the side of the road and fell into a gorge. 2. Passage de Gois. Would you ever drive down a road knowing it gets flooded at least 2 times a day? Passage de Gois is located west of Nantes on the west coast and connects the mainland of France with the island Noirmoutier. The bridge was built too low and the tide will completely engulf the bridge and any cars unlucky enough to be driving on it at the time. Cold conditions will make it a little extra icy and terrible to drive on. 1. North Yungas Road. Known as the deadliest road in the world, North Yungas Road. This path goes by a few names, such as Old Yungas Road, Groves Road, Road of Fate, and even Death Road. The road starts from La Paz and goes all the way to Caracoles, a journey that measures 56 kilometers or 35 miles. It's located in the Yungas region of Bolivia and is considered the most dangerous road in the world. Parts of the road descend into rainforests where high cliffs and steep hills can be found. There are very few guardrails installed along this mostly narrow single-vehicle road, with cliff drops measuring up to 2,000 feet. There have been efforts to make the road safer, though it remains the world's most dangerous road. In fact, one estimate a decade ago reported at least 200 fatalities along the road. Have you driven down a road that compares to any of these? Share your story below. Also, what would you like to see on Watch Topic next week? Subscribe so you won't miss it. Thanks for watching. Until next week.